Today we're talking fire suppression, sprinklers. Stick around. See a cold one. And then I see here, somebody says hose bib. So that's going to outside. Garden hose, obviously. We're passing a gas line. Ignore the gas line. We're going to follow the cold. Comes out here with a valve. This one goes to the hot water tank. We don't have enough room to put onto this, so we're going to continue to follow the cold. It goes to here. That one there looks like it's going to yet another unit. It crosses here, and I think this is where we're going to tie in here. When we're looking at the entire area, we're seeing a very small area, but even though it's small, we're still going to have to put in two sprinkler heads. Okay, so we're going to start by doing as much soldering, assembling outside out here where I've got room to work rather than inside. So I've got so this is a 1-inch NPT thread, and it's threading a male which comes on the sprinkler onto a female coupler, and this coupler is a 1/2-inch NPT female to a 1/2-inch slip copper, and we're going to put a little copper pipe there to extend it a bit. So I'm going to rough up the insides of the joints. And the outsides of the joints, like so. This scuffing up is to allow the solder something to grab onto. And we're going to take our pieces of pipe and we're going to add just a little bit of flux. And flux is, apparently it's an acid. It does some funny stuff. And I just put it on the pipe side, and then I put it on the joint, spread it around both sides. I've always found soldering to be interesting art form, because either you're good at it or you're not, but it does take practice. If you're able to work over a concrete floor, that's usually better, but because I'm not, I'm working over top of a bucket of water. I'm just resting a pair of pliers on top of this just to prevent it from moving. I really don't want to touch it. When I'm heating these up, I don't heat up the pipe. I heat up the fitting that the pipe has gone into, because I generally want to draw the solder into the joint, and heating the pipe doesn't allow you to do that. I'm going to keep as small a flame as I can so that I don't heat it up too fast, because I want it to heat all the way around. Now I'm listening for it. I'm going to hear the flux boil away. And then once it starts, I just press the solder into the same spot until it goes around. And there we go. That one looks done. Okay, so what I want to happen here is I want a sprinkler head under here. So by putting the sprinkler head under here, now I want this pipe to come this way and then angle up And I kind of want it to run the same angle as the stairs. So we're going to measure this piece and cut it and join it with another, what do you call those? Elbows. Okay, so I fastened this up so I have where the sprinkler head's going to be way down here, and then comes up. It comes up the slope of the the stairs, and here I think I'm going to put another staple there. So we might as well cut up all our plumbing that we're going to need, because now we're doing a straight line. So I cut the 45-inch long piece. Nice. On one end is going to go a 90-degree to connect to the first pipe that we put up there. The other end, we're going to be putting a T on it. This T is going to connect to a down pipe and our second sprinkler. So let's get that part out. So we got the sprinkler and we've got that 90 on the other end. Okay, so we've put the valve in line here too, because we're going to need the shutoff valve. This is going to be all downstream. So we're going to tee off from our main water line, feed it into the valve, connect it to the rest of the downstream, which includes what we've already hung, plus one more sprinkler head here. So I'm going to go ahead and solder all that up, and then we'll hang it. Good luck. We've got this big ABS pipe here, so to get around that, I decided we're going to have to come down with the valve instead, and then that put that light fixture in the way. So we moved the light fixture. We mounted the light fixture now on the wall, which is okay in a furnace room. Who cares? And we'll see if we can get this in a better position on the wall. Okay. Okay, we're going to let that set up for a minute before we do anything else. We're going to notice here that I took the valve off. But when I turn this valve off, no water is going to come out there anyway. So we're just going to leave this like this. We're going to leave it off. And we're going to turn the main water on again. We just turned it on a little bit, because I want the pressure to build up and get all that air out. Fancy dancy things on now. If you use some of these all around here, even though this one's got coated in plastic, I'm still going to tape it up. And you tape it up because if you put two dissimilar metals together, like steel and copper, the harder metal will corrode the softer metal. So the steel will actually corrode and rot the copper. So it makes sense to insulate the steel from the copper. And you can do that any way you want. I've used anything, cardboard even. But the best is electrical tape. Just like so. So now I can drive some screws into this and we can make it, put this pipe where we want, which is about there. So I'm going to put my little valve, or bleed screw. It's a cap. It's a cap. Wow. Glad I shaved. Getting real close up. And put that on there. And then we're going to next up these. Good luck finding these in a hardware store. Chances are you have to go to a actual safety store or fire security prevention, whatever kind of specialty store. I go to a specialty store locally, and they just give me what I want. So I put some Teflon tape on that. You saw that. I like using the orange stuff, but I don't think there's a big difference. There we go. I'm going to hold on to the copper on the top, and I'm going to tighten up the bottom. Take that off. We don't need that anymore. Once it's installed, it comes off anyway. Okay, that might be okay. I'm gonna put the other one on then, and we'll try it out. Okay, so I turned on the water. All right, this is always the moment of truth. Is when you find out if you actually did any soldering. I'm gonna turn this valve on. I want to fill the pipes first, eh? Nice and slow. You hear the pipe fill up? And now we're going to closely look at every joint. We always go start up here. No leaking, no leaking, no leaking. No leaky. No leaky, no leaky. I know, before anybody tells me, I know they are ugly solder joints. No leaking. Next, up here. No leaking there and there. No leaking there either. Jeez, I did pretty good. We got no leaks. That's okay. I'm going to leave this on for a little while. I got a few more things to do, and I'm going to check it out again before I leave for the day. The final stage is to label it, the valve, even if it's upside down, it doesn't matter, and wire tie it in the open position. It prevents anybody from shutting it off, and that's what safety is all about. So if you got anything out of this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, tell all your friends. This is something you could do yourself, but check your local bylaws and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you do it right. And if you have any doubts, you call a professional. See you next time. Odd jobs.